Yo, salute to everybody pulling up and already here. Happy Monday, y'all. All right. New look, new digs. Let's get the show underway. Here we go.
Inside Allegiant Stadium for the first time this year. Touchdown Raiders! Touchdown Raiders! Touchdown! From behind! Ball's out! Big man running! Raiders!
Greetings, Raider Nation. Welcome to another episode of Raiders Unfiltered. I'm your host, I'm Jay Raider. Welcome to the new setup here. Talked about this the other day on the members only show. Kind of did a little revamp to the studio, so hope you guys like a little bit the new look. But man, oh man, I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. I hope everybody's safe. I hope nobody blew their fucking hand off because man, those videos are crazy. Saw a bunch of dudes blow their shit off. Man, I don't know. It sucks. It sucks. Well, I hope everybody had a good time, hung out with the friends, family, did all the good stuff. Really enjoyed your 3 day weekend. If you really had a 3 day weekend, if you didn't, and I feel your pain because I've been through that before, and it ain't no fun. But we are here another Monday, so salute to everybody who's pulled up and already pulling up as well. Really quick shout out to some of my people already here. My guy Rorschach in the building. Salute, brother. My guy Sacktown Raider Mike. Salute to you. Everybody else pulling up as well. So, man, let's go ahead and kick things off, y'all. So, mid-season, mid-season review, off-season review. So we are basically, I would say, a little bit past the halfway point of the off season. Literally, we're a few weeks away from training camp. Training camp just starting on over 2 weeks. So I hope everybody's excited, pumped, because that means we will have Raider football very, very soon. But really quick, before I start going into the rest of the show, I want to go ahead and acknowledge it. If nobody knew, hey, it was Al Davis's birthday last Friday, 4th of July. The guy would have been 96 if he was still with us. I did a little tribute to him on Instagram and on TikTok. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm going to go ahead and put the link up. It's pretty cool. I can't really show it on here just because of potential copyright and stuff like that. But on Instagram and TikTok, it's all good. So if you guys want to go ahead and check it out, I put that link. Go ahead and take a peek, give it a like. Appreciate it for everybody who does check out that video. But yeah, give a little tribute to Al. It was his birthday on Friday, so much love to him. And man, all he did for this organization and making the Raiders for what they are today, man, it's just it's crazy. It's crazy to look back and reflect and see everything that he did, and we incorporate, to this day, the commitment to excellence, the will to win, all that. The way we play our style of football. The Raiders have a unique style of football that can't really it's really hard to replicate on other teams. This is what we're known for, and it just it gets you. If take a look at that post that I made, and it really gets you pumped and ready for the season. But yeah, shout out to Al. Happy belated birthday. But that was on July 4th. So just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there. But let's go ahead and get into the mid-off-season review. Okay. So again, we're just a couple weeks away from training camp, right around the corner. Some important dates, again, I want to go ahead and point out to you guys to kind of show how fast this thing is really coming up. July is already moving. We're on July 7th. It's crazy. We're almost mid-month. But rookie training camp starts July 18th. So the rookies will report to training camp on the 18th. They'll start getting their workouts in. And then veterans training camp, they report on the 22nd. So make sure you guys keep those dates locked in. I know that my guy 805 had mentioned they're going to do like an open training camp, open practice in August. I'm going to try to see if I can go ahead and get down there. I think they have like 2 dates available. I know they just had it for the season ticket holders where they can go ahead and get tickets. They haven't opened up to the general public. So just kind of things, if you're really serious about attending, just keep an eye out for that. And once I get that, I'll go ahead and share it with you guys in case you guys are interested in attending. But literally right around the corner. So, man, oh man. Really quick, shout out to my guy James with the Raiders. Hold on, bro. I got to do this right away, my guy. Raiders! There you go. There you go. Oh yeah, always, bro. Much love and appreciated, my guy. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. Let's start from free agency. We went out and grabbed a couple guys in free agency. Defensively, we went out and got Delvin White. We went out and got Jeremy Chin. Right. Eric Stokes is another one that we went out and pursued in free agency. So a lot more defensive moves that were made in free agency than offense. I think we went out and maybe got like 1 or 2 guys, Kyle Phillips, Colin Johnson, 2 wide receivers, and that was more added for that depth. But defensively, also to mention, Leaky went out and got Leaky Fotu in free agency, a D tackle. We went and got Ian Thomas offensively, another tight end for depth. So there was a lot of pieces they're added, and it looks like more for depth. But no big splash names, right? Aside from like Jeremy Chin, which was really the big splash. We essentially replaced Trayvon Morig on a fraction of a price, which is insane, which is great. To go ahead and actually put that together and get a really solid safety out there. We re-signed a couple of key pieces as well. We went out and re-signed Adam Butler, brought back Isaiah Paul Mao, guys that we said that definitely needed to go ahead and be brought back. There was some disappointments. Obviously, we went ahead and let go of Robert Spillane. Chase on was another guy. Trayvon Morig, what I just said right now, was a guy that we went ahead and let walk in free agency. Um, Divine Diablo was another one. I would say what we could say. There were some guys that we knew that were going to be on the chopping block that we can go ahead and part ways with, and we were good with it. Other guys, like for example, Robert Spillane, maybe not a guy that we would necessarily normally part ways with, but new regime, new coaches, new looks. Sometimes the way they want to go ahead and kind of get things done, and the way that contracts play out, and the negotiation part sometimes does not go hand in hand, and they went ahead and let Spillane go. But um, we essentially got most of the replacements for most of the people that we let go. Nate Hobbs was probably a notable one that we went ahead and let go, right? We let him go ahead and go out to free agency, and he signed with the Packers, and in turn we got Eric Stokes. Now we're still waiting to see how Eric Stokes pans out, and we're going to get to that in just a bit. But we got Eric Stokes again, replacing Nate Hobbs for a fraction of a price. And the amount of time that Nate Hobbs was really out from his tenure here, it really didn't make sense for us to go ahead and keep him on the payroll where we get him for maybe half of the season if we're lucky. So making that move and going over to getting Eric Stokes was a pretty good move, right? And right now, the way things are looking at currently, and OTAs and mini camp this off season, things are looking really good. So this might be a thing that works out. Again, we'll go a little bit more in depth on Eric Stokes and all that in just a bit. So there was, obviously we parted ways. We had some pickups. A lot of people weren't really keen on Devin White. This is his second chance, but there is some opportunity, right? But we still had some gaps, and we knew that some of these gaps were most likely going to get filled from the draft. Offensively, during that point, we had a lot of holes, a lot of questions. We didn't have really a quarterback per se. We knew we were going to go ahead and part ways with Booger Minshew. He was going to be done. We had AOC, but we knew what time it is with that. We didn't really have a receiving room outside from Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker. So we had a lot of need there, right? So let's go ahead and kind of move forward over to the draft. Now, before I begin into the draft, I did go ahead and put out a poll for you guys. I did go ahead and ask you guys, go ahead and grade this offseason up to this point and give it your honest grade. You think it's an A? You think it's a B, C, or D? There ain't no F. If you think it's an F, let me know why you think it's an F, right? But say what you say, even if you're not feeling the offseason up to this point, I think probably the lowest you should be able to give it is a D, right? But let me know. Go ahead and cast your votes. Let your voice be heard. I'm going to go ahead and keep you guys up to breast on where we're at with the poll. But currently, 57% give it a B, 43% give it an A. So none for C or D. So good. Again, go ahead, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and cast your vote. Let your voice be heard. Appreciate everybody participating in that. But going into the draft, right? So there were some positions defensively, offensively, more offensively that needed to be addressed and taken care of. So we knew that was going to be done through the draft. We go out, and if you guys remember, there was the big debate. I was part of it. All of I think majority of the Raider content creators were part of that, whether or not we were going to go ahead and go and get ourselves a quarterback, right? And then just I think probably like a couple weeks before the draft, And again, going into kind of the free agency part, though he wasn't a free agent, we went out and got traded for Geno Smith. Got that third round pick that we got for Devontae Adams when we sent his ass to the Jets. And I think probably one of the best moves that we could ever have done. For one, trading him, getting rid of that toxicity, but two, offloading that contract. I think that's the biggest thing that you want to go ahead and kind of take away from that whole situation is that we're able to literally Telesco was able to go ahead and offload that contract over to the Jets, and they took care of that. They flipped the bill for that, and we're able to go ahead and get a third round pick because we all know Aaron Rodgers wanted his boy over there, right? And we saw how that worked out. But we got that third round pick. We took that pick, planted it, gave it to Seattle, and we got Geno Smith, an actual quarterback who's highly accurate, who can be mobile and accurate at the same time, right? Who's had success in Seattle up until last season, right? But we went out and got ourselves an actual quarterback, not a band-aid, not a backup, an actual starting quarterback, somebody that's already familiar with who we brought in to go ahead and help run this organization, help coach this team, and Pete Carroll. So that was a great move in itself. I think it couldn't have been played out any better than how it played out, right? So we went out and got Geno. So there was a lot of questions around that time whether or not should we go out and get Shador? Should we go ahead and focus on getting other needs, right? And the debate was endless, if you guys remember. But there was always this that chance that we would go out and get Genty because Genty was predicted that we would go ahead and get him. A lot of the media out there, Mel Kiper had us picking Genty at 6. We had the number 6 pick, and guess what happened? Right, we went out and got Genty. So we picked Genty, but not only that, we went out and drafted an offense. Went out and got Jack Besh in the second round. We went out and got Dante Thornton in the 4th. So we picked up a couple weapons there. Offensively, defensively, we drafted. I probably think I think this draft was probably one of the best drafts in quite a few years. But we went out and got Darian Porter, and then we went out and got a couple of tackles and JJ Pegues and Tucker Hemingway, and got ourselves a linebacker in Cody Lindenberg, right? We don't know what Lindenberg is going to be. Again, this is something we'll touch on just a bit as we're getting through. But we went out and got ourselves an offense. We picked up some defensive players. So we're looking better, and we addressed a pretty good amount of positions through that draft, right? But going into it, we still had some questions. We still had a couple things to fill, but I think the biggest thing here is we went out and drafted a guy that can actually go ahead and run the football, and somebody who is quote unquote generational, right? That will literally change the face of our offense in Ashton Genty. And say what you say, and we'll know pretty soon, within a month and a half, whether or not that's true or not, right? But we got Genty. We went out and got Jack Besh with almost a 0 drop rate. Dante Thornton with crazy speed. Big, tall receiver, 6'5", runs a 4.3. Crazy, right? And we're starting to see what Dante Thornton is actually becoming. To me, in my opinion, very underrated. Underrated for sure. We went on and got him, and we're starting to see what Darian Porter is starting to become defensively as well. So we went out and got that. So and I don't know what you guys give that draft, and we're gonna do this thing really quick. Let me know what you guys grade our draft that we had this year. Do you guys give it an A, B, C, D? You can say F, but I doubt anybody say F. Make sure you guys go ahead and put it on the chat. Let me know A, B, C, D. How do you grade this draft? What grade do you give it? Because in my opinion, I think this is probably like a solid A, B plus. If I'm really being critical, if I really have to go ahead and kind of give them a body of the bottom tier, it's going to be a B plus for sure. But let me know what you guys think: A, B, C, or D for this draft. But real quick before I go into the next part, let me go ahead and shout out a couple of my guys already in here. There we go. Salute to my guy Ardell. Appreciate you, my guy, pulling up. Salute. Let's see. Shout out to my guy, the Raider Rundown. What is good, my guy? Appreciate you. I believe him and Jeff go on tomorrow. Make sure you guys go ahead and tap into that. And then we got our show on Saturday, y'all. And big announcement. Big guest, I should say, for Saturday show. I'm not gonna announce it quite yet. Hey, if you're a member, then you know. But we're gonna do final confirmation, and then I'll put it out publicly, probably within the next couple of days. But big show. Make sure you guys tap into Good Morning Waiters on Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific. It's gonna be a big one. Salute to my guy Raiders 7-5. What it do? Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Salute. Let's see here. All right. My guy, Space B salute. All right. So we got a B from Ardell, B plus from Ardell. B from Ardell, and then A from Space Beast. Let's see here. What else? Okay, so give it, if you guys go ahead and give it a grade. What do you guys grade this draft that we just had? Rorschach gives it a B. So couple B's and A. I think it was probably one of the best ones we've had in a while. So obviously we need to know how it really pans out at the end of the day. But so far, it's looking good. So let's get into this part, right? Minicamp OTA potential standouts. So this is what we're getting to. So we went out and drafted these guys. We picked up quite a few guys on free agency. So we, for one, Ashton Genty, once he hit that rookie, because the first camp was a rookie mini camp, right? So we got to see everybody that we drafted report. We got to see kind of how they do in a mini camp. Obviously, no pads are putting on, so there's only a certain amount that you can go ahead and kind of measure this stuff with, right? But we saw that Ashton Genty had really good footwork. Okay. Dante Thornton was quick. He had a couple good catches. Same thing for Jack Besh as well. He looked pretty good in camp. Darren Porter, same thing as well. And then we move on to a couple of mini camps that happened, and then OTAs. And then when really everybody started kind of meeting and meshing together, we started hearing certain people stand out, right? So for one, I think the standout, and I keep putting it out there, Dante Thornton Jr. Dante Thornton has been probably one of the bigger standouts of this offseason up to this point. And I say that it's up to this point for a certain reason. Shout out to my guy, Turf. What it do, my guy? Appreciate you pulling up. I just plugged the show. I think you guys you and Rundown going on tomorrow. So make sure you guys tap into my guy, Turf and Rundown. He also does a show on Thursdays, Den in the Water. So make sure you guys go ahead and tap into my guy, Turf. We got to do something pretty soon, my guy, for sure. But we get into OTAs and mini camps, right? And Dante Thornton is standing out. He is underrated. He is not as advertised, but in the opposite way, the good way, where this guy is starting to go ahead and cook. The speed is starting to show. He has the route tree. Apparently, he has a route tree. Right. A lot of people were discounting that, saying they're coming up and saying he doesn't have. He has a limited route tree, or he has a very small route tree, and apparently it's because of the way that the Tennessee Volunteers kind of run their offense. Right. They only have him do limited things, only do limited routes. But this kid has route tree. This kid has pretty good hands. He can go ahead and catch the ball. He had a few balls slung to him. There's reports where he's cooked chin up top a couple times, right? So that might be a guy that we might have kind of in our our deck of cards that we can go ahead and use come once the season starts. Have another weapon out there that Gina can go ahead and look for, right? So we're hearing good things of Dante Thornton Jr. Then you're starting to hear things defensively of Darian Porter. And Darian Porter, another key draft pick that has high potential and might be the next guy, the next leader defensively, especially in that secondary, where somebody who's literally been a corner for I think about 2 years, 2.5 years, or something like that, is just excelled in that position. Former wide receiver turned corner, but he has such a great learning curve, right? He's a fast learner that he's able to go ahead and really pick up on things really quickly. And so I put this on the show before, and also on Good Morning Raiders that there's a lot of good things that are being said about him. He's was picking up the position very, very quickly at the high level. He has a size. This is a typical Pete Carroll corner, right? 6'3", 6'4", has 4.3 speed as well. So hold on one second, guys. Let me do something really quick here. I guess there was a little bit of an issue. I'm trying to see if I can. No. Okay. I don't think I could. I can. I don't think I can unblock him. It's not letting me. Rorschach. Let me see here. I'll try a different way, but yeah. I think he's good. I think he's good. Yeah, it just says. How long did you time him out for? Yeah, I don't think I can undo it. Anywho, going back to Darian Porter, this is a guy that can definitely who's in line to compete for CB1. I didn't really think that it would go to that extent, but here we are now, July. We just came off the latest mini camp, and he is definitely in the talks for being CB1. You had Eric Stokes, somebody that we got from free agency, also in that mix, has been really shining through these mini camp and OTAs. We talked about Jacorian Bennett trying to get back, trying to get healthy, competing for either a 2 or 3 spot, just being part of this defense. He's not your typical Pete Carroll corner, but he had a pretty solid performance last year up until the point where he got injured. There were still some questions in that secondary. right, in that linebacker room. Because say what you say through this draft, the main draft, there wasn't too many linebackers that we pursued. We only pursued one guy. Would I have done that? Not necessarily. I don't know if I would have gotten two defensive tackles. Think about it if I'm thinking about it during that time, because you guys can go back and say, like, I don't know if I would have gotten two. But knowing what we know now, that kind of makes sense. But we went out and drafted Cody Lindbergh, right? A linebacker. We went out and got some other guys as well. And then we picked up a couple of linebackers. And but the room was still pretty light. Um Going into the safeties, same thing again. Um, we just had Paul Mao. We picked up Chen. We have Trey Taylor, a guy that we picked up last year, seventh round pick, but he got injured. We really didn't see any type of a play from him, right? And so we don't know what he looks like as of yet. We have Chris Smith. We have a couple other guys, right? But nothing that will no movers and shakers outside of Paul Mao and Chin. Um, but I think the biggest concern that we had, and we go back, me and Ren were talking about this, is that middle linebacker position. And I mean, from my words to the Raiders' ears to Spy Kick's ears, next thing you know, we went out and got Jermaine Pratt. Jermaine Pratt became available. Contract disputes with Cincinnati. They couldn't come up with a contract that made sense for him. And by all means, it looks like they weren't thinking of bringing him back regardless. The way they drafted a couple linebackers. They were looking to go ahead and get younger in that position. And then next thing you know, Jermaine Pratt becomes available, and we're right in the mix. This team gets right in the mix on everybody who becomes available if there is a need, right? So we went out and got Pratt, a solid pickup to go ahead and really bolster that linebacker room, to really go ahead and cover that that cover linebacker position. Something that was really, really a concern up until this point, right? Could we use a couple other linebackers? Yes, but up to this point, I think we're okay, right? If you look at free agency, there's not much out there. Um, you know, uh, Going into safety, there's some questions there, right? That we've had up to this point. We talked about there's been some looks from Jeremy Chin. They're having him come down and take a couple nickel reps. So you might see different packages that Chin might be in. And now we have the talks where should we bring in somebody else to either to go ahead and cover Chin, or somebody else to go ahead and play a few nickel positions, right? Mike Hilton's been in that conversation. We had Justin Simmons in that conversation. So it's yet to be determined on how the Raiders will go that way. It looks like from right now, they're comfortable where they're at, right? But we'll see. Let me kind of hit up the chat again. Appreciate everybody pulling up. Salute. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Here you go, my guy Ardell. I wanted an alignment in the top 10, but think the best were off. But the best were off the board. Genty better earn that pick, and I'm cool. Facts, bro. He has to play like the 6th overall pick. We're gonna get into the 7th overall pick from last year or from 2023. We'll talk about him in just a second. But I agree. He has to go ahead and really earn that spot and really perform for us. And especially if he's branded as a generational running back, he has to go ahead and be that generational running back. I mean, he's come out to say he's going to produce 1,500 yards a season, which breaks down to about 85 yards per game, looking at it over 17 games, right? So it should be a cakewalk for him. It should be a cakewalk for him. And hopefully this guy's hitting 100 per game. If he hits 100, that's going to be something for sure. Let's see here. Yeah. And then he says this is also just a year of a series of 3 drafts that will build depth back if done correctly. Yep. So I agree 100%. It'll build depth. Mind you, we're also benefiting from last year's picks, right? We're benefiting from last year's picks. You got JPJ, who looks like he's going to cinch up that center position. We got Glaze, who literally played solid last year, and he's looking to have another solid year, progressing in his position at the right tackle, right? You can't even say there's nothing really to say where you can really put Brock on the accomplishments that he did last year. You know, broke over 1,000 yards, was a candidate for Rookie of the Year. Crazy, crazy numbers. Best tight end in the league. Now we're going into year 2. You know, say what you say, he's still going to have a solid year. I don't think this kid is going to slow down. I don't think that's his style. I don't think he knows that word, slow down. So combine that with the guys that we got this year, we're on a really good trajectory to have a pretty good year, right? But I'm still optimistic. I'm still optimistic for sure. Let's see here. Let me go farther down here. All right. Salute to my guy Arnie pulling up. Appreciate you, my guy. Salute. All right, here you go, my guy Arnie with the questions. What starter has most to prove on offense and defense? If we're talking about starters, right? I'm gonna say last year's starters because we don't know exactly who's gonna start yet. We have an idea. I think honestly, it's probably gonna be. And when I say this, because he was a starter last year, just not for our team. I think Gino has a lot to prove, not only for himself, not only for our team and for the fan base. I think for himself, having probably one of the lower points of his career last year, and being able to go ahead and come to a team, reunite with his former coach, and to have this offense literally built around him, I think is one of the guys that definitely has probably the most to prove out there. Defensively, it'll be Malcolm Koonce. Malcolm Koonce probably has the biggest thing to prove, and it should be that way. This is the put up or shut up year for Malcolm Koonce. He's on that 1 year. Let's see what you can do type thing. And if he doesn't have a really solid year where it's either on that same level he had 2 years ago or more, I don't see him here next year. I really don't. So Malcolm Koonce definitely has the most improved defensive out of anybody in that room, for sure. Let's see here. Make sure you guys go ahead and get your questions in, guys. Excuse me. Really quick to go ahead and kind of touch on that poll I put up earlier. Grade this offseason up to this point. Currently, we have 58% give it an A. 37% give it a B, and 5% give it a C. So maybe like one person voted to C. With 19 votes currently casted in. If you haven't done so, make sure you guys head on over, cast your vote, let your voices be heard. And I will keep you guys updated throughout the show on that for sure. Let's see. My guy Arnie, who is your X factor on offense and defense? So offense, who's going to be my X factor is going to be Dante Thornton. He's going to be the guy that's going to get you that deep ball, deep play alongside with Trey Tucker. We're not going to forget about that guy because I still think he is definitely going to be still involved with this offense. But I think Dante Thornton is going to be that X factor. Genty's probably going to also be that X factor as well because he's going to be our workhorse. He's going to be the guy that's going to be really setting the tone for this offense and really establishing that run game. It's super important that we have that done. And definitely I'll go over a couple announcements, but and some of the things that are going to be coming up as we head in towards the season. I'm going to be getting back into the review part of things and really the keys to victory. And if you guys have been rocking with me since the beginning, y'all know when I used to put out the videos, before I did the lives, I did the keys to victory. I'm bringing that back, and we're going to be doing that. And that's going to be one of the things, my keys to victory on certain things that I feel, in my opinion, that the Raiders need to go ahead and do to get these victories cinched up. So, but he's one of those guys. Defensively, again, I feel it's probably going to be Max and Malcolm are going to be there. Chin could be also an X factor as well. I think Darian Porter is going to be one as well. So there's a couple guys that are going to be a potential X factors there. But if I had to pick one, it's probably going to be Darian Porter. He's going to be the X factor for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, my guy Ardell. He says, I don't want to burn draft picks right now. We may have to slow this burn thing and build next year's draft as well. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's certain to keep. I mean, look, this is the thing. These guys want to go ahead and go out and compete. And if that's the case, there's still a couple of pieces that need to be go out and get before that happens. Right now, I'm not keen right now on going out and getting big names and trading away draft capital to pursue that. We have about $32 million in cap space. Mind you, there's still certain dudes that need to be taken care of before either the season starts or before the season is over. So got to keep that in mind. So I agree with you that part. There's the 26th draft is going to be coming really, really soon. And there are going to be other guys that we go out and get and really cinch up certain key positions as well, for sure. Let's see here. Shout out to my guy, Raiders Food Chris in the building. Salute my guy, one of my members, part of the JRB fam. If you want to be like Chris and be a member, really support the show, be part of the fam, go ahead and click that link up top. I have it pinned up there. It really does help to go ahead and keep the lights on. Appreciate you, my guy, pulling up and chopping it up with me as always on this Monday afternoon, Monday night, wherever you guys y'all be. And again, I am on the journey to 1,200 subs. I believe I am about 60 away. So if you guys are new, make sure you guys head on over, smash that subscribe button, click those thumbs. If you guys are my ride or dies been here who've been rocking with me, make sure you guys click those thumbs. It really does help to go ahead and put the show out in the YouTube algorithm. So I appreciate you guys and everything you guys do for me 100%. Let's see here. Let me take another question or two. Let's see. My guy Arnie, who are you most excited to see this season? Honestly, I'm excited to see Geno Smith, Ashton Genty. I'm really excited to see that Raiders offense. It's going to be an exciting time for you. I'm going to just tell you guys now, this is a different look. If you compare it to last year, it's almost night and day, right? I talked with my boy G Fam the other day on that members live, and that's one of the questions. How do you feel about this offense? Like, be ready, because this is an offense that's almost going to look entirely different from last year. So I'm very excited to go ahead and see that offense. Defense, I think they're still going to do the thing, but it's an offense where I'm really, really excited about for sure. All right. So let me go ahead and jump back into the topics here. Um, so we talked about Jermaine Pratt and that addition and really cinching up that linebacker room, right? And I think that uh, we covered a big liability that was there in Jermaine Pratt. And if you guys go see some of the film, shout out to my guy 85. He has a really good breakdown of Jermaine Pratt. It's a really, really solid pickup, right? Um, and there's just some questions as far as on the corner position. Should we pick up another corner? Um, you know, but from what it looks like right now, Pete and Spytek are really high on Derek Porter. Eric Stokes is really coming along. Those two are really right now in the mix for that cornerback one position. You have Jacorian Bennett, another guy that's starting to get up to speed, but coming off a big injury like that. For one, he had a shoulder injury, and then he tore out his ACL last year as well. So he's coming off a couple dings. We don't know how that's going to go ahead and play out right now. Hopefully he stays healthy. This is the biggest thing, and I think a lot of the guys that I had on the shows, on especially Good Morning Raiders, have said it's all about him staying healthy. So I think this is the biggest thing here. Jacorian Bennett can stay healthy. I think he's going to be another guy that can really help us out on defense for sure. But we talked about Mike Hilton possibly coming to the Raiders. Same thing with Justin Simmons, another guy we potentially pick up. I don't think we should go out and get another defensive tackle as of yet. I think we let the depth play out on that part, and let's go ahead and kind of get into it since we're starting talking about D tackles. Christian Wilkins and his foot injury, that is still out there and still an issue that a lot of us have been talking about for weeks on weeks now. And I put out the other day, a few weeks ago, that picture of Wilkins still in the boot from the charity event that Kyle Van Noy had, that golf challenge. So we're 2 weeks away from training camp, and this picture was taken out two weeks ago. So we're a month away at that point from training camp, and he's still in the boot, which is a definite cause for concern. So where does that leave us, right? And there's people out there that says he may need the surgery, he doesn't. He wants to try to play on it. If you guys been rocking with me, you guys know my stance on it, right? If he needs a surgery, he should get the surgery. If you try to tough it out and really play on it, you might risk further injury, possibly your career. For somebody who's getting paid over $100 million, that's a big liability. Not one that I would necessarily take. And if I'm putting my GM hat on, not something that I want my star player, my star tackle doing as well, especially in having to shell out all that money. I think he gets about 15. I don't know the specifics, but he's scheduled to make about 18 this year, right? 18, 19 this year from that restructure. He did get restructured a few months ago. And they did that to go ahead and get more salary cap added to the bucket. But as of right now, where it stands, he's about $18 million that's going to be coming to him. So we've said it. If he ain't ready by training camp, that's all she wrote. He shouldn't be out there. The I don't know if I don't know if we'll be in contention this year for a playoff run. I think we'll know more about that come the bye week, and we can kind of make that assessment. But looking at it right now, if he has to have that surgery, he probably wouldn't even be ready by then. He probably would be ready till about December, late November, December. And if we're in the hunt to make the playoffs, that might be something where we can go ahead and consider. But if we're if we're out of it, where we're 5-10, and 5-8, something like that, there's no need to bring him back. Watch the season, let him heal up, and then come back. Because that amount of money that you're going to go ahead and pay him, and you still have to go ahead and take care of him the following year. Yes, it's less money, but it's still, you still have to pay him anywhere from about 10 to about 13 million dollars. Still a big thing. So, and 26 is going to be the year that we're really actually going to make a run, right? I put it out there earlier on a different show that if he's going to need that surgery, he's probably going to be out for that season, for the season. And especially if we're not in the hunt or not in contention, and on the looks like we're not going to be a contender, then there's no point on bringing him back and risking re-injury. Take the time, fully heal up, come back in 26, really when we start making that playoff run. But should we go out and get another defensive tackle? I don't think so. We went out and got Tonka Hemingway, JJ Pegues, Leaky. Went out and got Leaky as well. Mind you, we still have Adam Butler. Adam Butler came off a solid year last year, right? I talked about this ad nauseum as well. He had a really good year. You know, I think the trenches will be good with Max and Malcolm, and if Malcolm could stay healthy, I think we'll be good. Even if you put, and I'm gonna put, let's talk about this now, right? Let's talk about Tyree. And I hope you guys checked out the short that I put out on Tyree. If you haven't done so, make sure you guys could go ahead and check it out. It's hilarious. But this is definitely a put up a shove year for Tyree. And I hope he does what he says on that short. He decides to go ahead and play ball. If you guys know, Max Crosby had the sack summit just a couple weeks ago, a week and a half ago. And he had all these guys, all these edge players come out and do this basically seminar / conference out in Vegas. Got the field, and he was doing his thing. Nowhere did I see Tyree Wilson. We saw Josh Joyner out there, a rookie, but we didn't see the guy who's in his going on third year, who really is on that put up or shut up type of year. We did not see him there. Right. And for us to really not see him there and really had gone out and used our 7th overall pick to get the guy. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't see this guy being back next year, to be honest with you, unless he has a breakout year. And I'm talking about anywhere from at least 8 to about 12 sacks. Eight is like, it really should be 10. But I'm giving guy a break and saying 8.5. Let's say 8.5. Let's say 8.5 sacks to 12 and more. That's the type of year he should be expected to have. Anything below that, if this guy is giving us 4 or 5 sacks for the year, I'm done. I'm done. And everybody should be done too. Because we went out and wasted a pick. Yes, it was a previous regime, but the, there's so much debate on the guys that we could have gotten year after year, and we went out and got this defensive guy, this defensive player, and we and nothing really to show for. Shout out to my guy Rosetown. Loalu has promise. He does, and that's another name that I missed. That we re-signed and brought back. Well, actually, I think he's still under contract. He didn't need to be re-signed, but a guy who came off a really solid year as well, that I'm very, very comfortable with. So us going on and getting another D tackle, I'm good on that. But again, it's that put up or shut up year for Tyree, 100%. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I really want to know everybody's take on Tyree, on that current situation. How do you guys feel about him not attending the SAC Summit? If somebody has footage of him attending SAC Summit or know that he attended SAC Summit, let me know, because I'll eat crow on it, 100%. But as far as I know, the videos are out there. We don't see him anywhere, for sure. Let me go to the chat real quick. Again, appreciate you guys pulling up and tapping in with me on this Monday night. Hope you guys appreciate the new digs here. Did a little revamp over the break that I had. You know, new background, new stuff coming up. I'm gonna put out there in just a bit some announcements on some of the stuff that I'm gonna be bringing to the show, but wanted to go ahead and do a new look for the show. So hope you guys like it for sure. But let me go ahead and hit the chat. Again, appreciate everyone pulling up. And if you guys haven't done so, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on the channel. It really does help support the show for sure. So let me see here. Here we go. Oh. My guy Rorschach, Samir is on the chopping block, in my opinion, 100%. This is a guy that might not even make the 53 for sure. He has a real shot of not making that 53. It could be McCormick. Now, the only way that I see him making that roster is because they might not want to gamble that liability that McCormick might get re-injured, and we've seen that in the past where he's had that injury bug that he struggled with, but when he has been healthy, he's been on. So that'll be interesting to see. But he has a real shot of not making that roster for sure. Let's see here. Let me go down here. Shout out to my guy Jason. Appreciate you pulling up. Salute, my guy. We got to go ahead and get together and do a show for sure. Shout out to my guy Ray Ryan. Salute. With the Ray. Hold on, bro. Got to do this shit right. Raiders! Yes, sir. Let's see. All right. My guy, shout out to my guy Brian Sizemore. I can't wait to linebacker core. There you go, for sure. My guy Arnie, where do you put Bennett and Richardson, Sam Webb on our depth chart? Bennett, it's probably gonna be your third guy. Richardson, same thing. I think it's gonna be in between Bennett and Richardson. Sam Webb is just gonna be that depth piece for sure. Again, I think they're gonna be throwing out different packages defensively. We're gonna see Chin come down and do a few reps at nickel, right? So right now the de facto guy is Darnay Holmes, right? And you have Darnay, who has a familiarity with PG, going back to their old days and stuff. But as of right now, I think it's Richardson and DCAM. They really good things have been said about DCAM as what he's been doing this off season, right? So I think it's all about whether or not Bennett and Deacon can kind of stay healthy and really Decam coming along more for sure. Let's see. Shout out to my guy G Fam in the building. What a do. Salute, salute, brother. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Another of our beloved members, part of the JRB fam. Again, if you want to be like my guy here, G Fam, want to go ahead and support the show, make sure you guys go ahead and click that link up top, become a member, part of the family, the JRB family. It really does go ahead and help to support the show and keep the lights on. Appreciate you, my guy, pulling up for sure. Let's see here. My guy Arnie, can we get a refund for Wilkins? Adam Butler's worth of facts. And this is one of the re-signs that I'm very happy about, that we went out and re-signed and brought back Adam Butler. That's going to be very, very helpful, especially with Wilkins potentially maybe missing this season. We don't know yet. We're going to definitely see in a couple weeks what the outcome is. And mind you guys, there's going to be a resolution to this thing. We don't know. We just don't know whether he's going to try to play or he's going to go ahead and sit and get his surgery. But we'll know the answer very, very soon. It's literally right around the corner for sure. Shout out to my guy Jack Henna in the building. Who do you think the third down linebacker will be? Me, Gainer. I agree. Gainer might be that third linebacker rotational. He has been working very hard. And this offseason, if you guys haven't seen, he's been putting out some tape out there of him working out and really trying to get on his, really hone his craft. So I really do hope that he does that, because it is in our best interest that he really does have a really solid year this year for sure, especially with the current look of the linebacker room. It's not great, and it doesn't completely suck. It's kind of right in the middle. So let's see here. Shout out to my guy Ray Love. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Salute, salute. Thanks for pulling up. Let's see here. Jack says Tyree is 100% make it or break it for him. Please don't be another. Yep, exactly. Don't be another Ferrell for sure. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. He has to have a really solid year for me to even think about bringing him back. I think he's going to be on the line. Well, for one, I think this is his third year. He still has another year in his contract, but we can definitely cut him at that point. We can release him. We don't have to keep him, right? Especially if this draft that we're going to go into, this 2026 draft, we're going to see a different side of this draft now. We're going to see more of a defensive type of draft where really Pete is going to have his will and his way to get the guys he really wants to go ahead and get. Now, he only had a couple picks of guys here and there. He kind of had to mix and match it, for the reason being that offense really needed dire attention and went out and got that. But I think going into 2026 draft, this might be the year where we go out and actually draft a quarterback for the future, unless they're really content with Cam Miller. We might go out and use a first round pick for that. And then everything else after that, you might just see maybe it might be flip the script where we might see offensive depth added towards the later rounds of the draft. But the second, third, fourth, fifth round picks are going to be mostly all defensive. It definitely could spin that way. So this is another exciting draft where we might see another level up of this defense. So we've talked about the defense taking a step back and the offense taking a big step forward this year. And it's a slight step back for the fact that, for one, Christian Wilkins we don't know where he's at with the foot injury. Two, we had questions regarding the linebacker room. And three, the secondary, right? So, we don't know exactly how that's going to pan out yet. We'll know for sure week 1. But as of right now, we don't know how that's going to pan out for sure. Let's see. My guy Rosa, at this point, Tyree as a linebacker, see what he can do. They might put him at D tackle, bro. That's the way it's looking, to be honest with you. He's bulked up. I put the other day where I did the show with Jeff, I put up the picture of Tyree, and he looked bulky as fuck. So that might be what time it is. They might use him for that situation where he might rotate in as D tackle. He can play the position, especially with that one move. So it don't take much. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Tyree. But they might definitely use him for D tackle. Sacktown's like, hell yeah, maybe Tyree. Probably, bro. Shit. If it can sling it, why not? Right? Man. Let's see here. Shout out to Grandizer. Salute, brother. Appreciate you pulling up. What up, J Raider? First time viewer. Do you believe the Raiders offense is set? Or do they need one or few more pieces to reach the full potential? Shout out to my guy Grand. Appreciate you pulling up. Welcome to the show. Make sure hit that subscribe button for me, brother. I think we're set, to be honest with you. Now, there's questions whether or not we should go out and get a wide receiver one. I talked about it a bit ago. We had a great draft. We got the best running back in the league, if not for sure in the draft. But if not currently in the league, that's still yet to be disputed, right? We went out and we bulked up our wide receiver room. We went out and got two quality wide receivers in Jack Bash and Dante Thornton. We're starting to see what Dante Thornton is becoming. He might be that guy who is definitely underrated, and I'm saying he's underrated, and a guy that you definitely need to go ahead and keep your eye out for. He's gonna be that guy who we definitely use for that deep threat, a guy that's gonna be that showstopper. So long as we can get on the ball, I think he can get it done. So that might be a guy. And we went on and got Geno Smith, arguably a top 15 quarterback, accurate. Well, that's one thing for sure. He was accurate. And I've talked about this before where the interceptions were questioned, but look at the offensive line he had. Look at the type of running game that Seattle had last year. It was atrocious. They were worse than us. So for him, there was a lot of plays that he had to try to make, which he shouldn't have done, right? And we pointed it out, and I think he's acknowledged those. But coming into this team, where you had your previous head coach, you fuck with them, you played with them for 2 seasons, and knows you in and out, brought you over, gave you your break, and has come out and said, I'm going to go ahead and build a team around our quarterback and protect him, then you'll know what time it is. Because now you'll have a Geno Smith that has protection, who has weapons, not only in Jack Bash, Dante Thornton, but you still have Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker. Now you have Ashton Genty. Mind you, we have the best tight end in the game in Brock Bowers, the guy that you can definitely utilize as a wide receiver one, though he's a tight end, but still can make those type of plays, right? This offense is very dynamic, and we haven't even started preseason. That's what type of offense that we're seeing. Now, I don't think we should go ahead and get another wide receiver and pay this big tab on it, right? This big contract, because if you guys seen, we haven't done fairly good with big name wide receivers. We don't have the best track record. So this might be a thing where we might have to go ahead and go through it the homegrown way. And I really do see, mind you, Amari Cooper is still out there in the win. But why is he still out there? That's the question you guys have to ask yourself. Would it be great to go ahead and do the whole Raider reunion thing? Yes, it always is. Once a Raider, always a Raider. But there's certain situations where you don't have to go ahead and tap into that every time some guy becomes available. And I think we're in a good situation where we don't have to tap into that. Shout out to my guy Robert Pena in the building. Salute my guy. Appreciate you pulling up. One of my ride or dies for sure. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, my guy Jack says Brower's the beast. Beast could be this nickname versus businessman. He is definitely a beast. This guy is just on another level. Um, and mind you, uh, going back to Grant's question, we still have Michael Mayer, a guy I didn't even mention his name. And this might be a thing where we can definitely see that two tight end set. And we didn't really see it too much last year. I think we saw like a couple times. I think we're going to definitely utilize that this coming year, or definitely have a tight end in every snap. It could definitely be that time. So interesting how we're going to utilize Michael Mayer. You guys saw with the whole Jalen Ramsey trade and how the Dolphins sent in their tight end, and Michael Mayer was definitely in the mix with that trade talk, and the Raiders came out and shut that shit down really fucking quick. Really fucking quick. Because they are very keen and they know what Michael Mayer can do. And he is your traditional tight end. And he is a guy that can definitely block for you and can catch for you and can make plays for you. That's what time it is. So I don't see Mayer going anywhere, especially on the type of deal that he currently has. He's still on his rookie deal. So, yeah, they don't want to get rid of him for sure. God forbid something happens with Brock. Definitely don't wish that, but at least we have Michael Mayer in the pocket for sure. So let's see here. Let me move on to my next part here. All right. So, and this kind of goes into that Christian Wilkins what if, right? So what if Christian Wilkins doesn't make training camp? How do you guys think that the season's going to pan out? How do you think the defense is going to look? The trench. How do you think that's going to look? A lot of it's predicated on that trench really eating, right? That front four, really taking care of business, really applying pressure. Excuse me, can't talk. Applying pressure and really going after that quarterback. And if one of the key players is out, what does that say? Who's going to step up? Or do we go out and get another defensive guy? You guys know my take on it. I said we shouldn't. My guy Rose Sound pointed out Lualu is a guy that can definitely be one of those guys potentially. Adam Butler could be one of those guys potentially. You got the rookies. We don't know what they're going to become yet, but they're high potential, right? Very athletic guys that can do a lot of things. They can play the edge position as well, so they definitely can be in that rotational mix. So interesting to see how that's going to play out. But what if he doesn't make it? What are you guys' thoughts on that? Right. Let me ask you another question, and I'd like to flip this on you guys because I want to get you guys' take on it. What if Ashton Genty is not as advertised? What if Ashton Genty does not hit over 1,200 yards? I feel he can do 1,000 yards. I think that's a given. But what if we have a repeat of last year where we cannot really get that run game going? That's gonna fuck up a lot of shit, right? So what if? What do we do at that point, right? Is this something where we have to kind of maneuver some of the offensive line guys out? Is it going to be Ashton Genty himself that might not just be with it? We saw that last year in Zamir White where we had this high expectation of him. And the next thing you know, it's a bust. Let's call a spade a spade. It's a bust. Right? Zamir, we found out really quick Zamir had no vision. So what if? Well, let me know what you guys think about that. Because it could be a real thing. There's some real questions that need to be answered and will be answered the season coming up, right? What if Christian Wilkins doesn't show up? He's out for the season. What if Ashton Genty can't get it done? Shout out to my guy, God Family Raiders, with the $10 haymaker. Salute, Jay. Good show, my guy. Doing my part to keep those lights on. What moves should the Raiders make before training camp? I like Mike Hilton at the slot, as corner room seems to be most of need. Shout out to my guy G Fam with the $10 special. Um, I like Mike Hilton too. There's different looks that they can go ahead and get if they want to have a different type of look where they're not counting on one single guy all the time to be there. Then you don't go for Mike Kelton. Maybe you go out for Justin Simmons and just make sure you have chin covered. That could be it, a move that they go ahead and potentially do. Mike Hilton has been available for a little while now. Same thing for Justin Simmons. They haven't pulled the trigger on those. I don't know if they actually do pull the trigger. We still have a couple weeks. I don't see them making big moves during training camp defensively. They could, but if it's going to happen, it's going to happen within this 2 week span because you want to get guys already in there in training camp, starting to work with the other guys, even if you're giving them a month and a half to get, to learn the scheme, to learn the system, to get continuity on what the other guys are doing. Um, you want to get him in by training camp, by either before training camp or by the very initial start of it. You don't want to go into a couple weeks into training camp and then you go out and get a guy like Mike Hilton or Justin Simmons, whichever, or um, because you lost a little bit of time and it takes some time for these guys to go ahead and really get going. So I don't know. I think if I had to put my thing on it, I think you probably go with Justin Simmons. I like Mike Hilton a lot. It's really a toss up. But if I'm going more in the traditional sense, I want some guy to be there to take on and cover that position 100% all the time. It'll be Mike Hilton. If I'm gonna be more exotic, use that word exotic. I'm gonna be more exotic with my schemes, which Patrick Graham could definitely do, and Pete Carroll. It could definitely be a guy like Justin Simmons. We'll see what happens. Wouldn't be a bad addition to go ahead and get another guy at safety for sure. Let's see here. Salute to my guy Billy Davis pulling up. Salute. Thank you for checking in, my guy. I hope you have a good shift for sure, man. Stay up, brother. Uh, my guy Billy, man. You made it to a show, my guy. I love it. You didn't pull up all late. There you go. Like super late where we're gonna end. So for sure. Let's see here. All right. Let me go ahead and go into. So let me know what you guys think about the what if um on those possibilities. Let me kind of go back here. I think I maybe missed something here. Oh my God, Jack Jones kind of ruined his name with the business in it. Do business. Oh. Um, yeah, I mean it didn't that didn't look too well, bro. But I really do hope the best for Jack, and I hope he does get picked up and get by another team and gets another shot at this. So, um, yeah, we'll see what happens with him. Let's see. Arnie says Tyree needs to dominate the D tackle position. Too slow for defensive end. Needs to step up and take the D tackle position. 100% agree, bro. I don't know what it is where it's just he can't get the timing down. Maybe he's just a little bit scared of jumping the line and going off sides. I understand, I get it, but you gotta learn your snap counts. This is a thing where you work with Max Crosby because he's on the other side of you to work on snap counts and being quick off the line. It's so important. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Uh here you go. All right. All right. Here we go. Let me kind of go back here. So going to offense, right? The offensive. Let's talk about the offensive look so far. And like I said earlier, so far it's almost going to be a night and day. We've added key positions. We addressed the running back room directly in a big way with Ashton Genty. We went out and got some really solid wide receivers in Jack Besh and Dante Thornton, right? And we went out and got a quarterback in Juno Smith, right? So now we're going to be able to go ahead and tag teams in so many different ways, not only from the ground. We can go ahead and sling the rock. We can go ahead and get you in the middle of the field or hit you over the top. We have those type of weapons, right? Play action fake is going to actually mean something now. If you guys remember last season, nobody fucking bid on that shit. Nobody. We had no run game whatsoever. We had nothing established. We maybe got like, I remember by the first quarter, I think we had like maybe 10 yards positive gain in a whole full quarter of play. That's the type of running game that we had. We had terrible run game. I think it was like maybe 15 to 20 yards to a half. It was pretty bad. So nobody bid on that play action pick. Now we're gonna have a guy in Ashton Genty who can definitely make that a viable thing, because you don't know if he's gonna actually run it or he's gonna go ahead and fake it. Not only that, he can run different routes if you still want to go ahead and sling him the rock. But we haven't even talked too much about Gino on the accuracy, where he can go ahead and do hit guys pinpoint. If he's rushed, this guy was not going to be the guy that runs into a fucking tackle anymore, right? Who has more keen awareness, better eyesight, better vision. During the game, we saw that how terrible Booger Minshew was, where he would run into tackles, run into sacks. We saw AOC who had trouble running, period. The guy just combobulated in Tampa Bay one time, getting pushed. So we got a guy in Gino who can make plays on his feet, who can sling the rock, who is highly accurate. We've got receivers that can go ahead and make plays. We're going to see a different type of offense this year. And it goes into my next part here. How much of improvement will the offense have this season? It will have a great amount of improvement, 100%. I think there's been articles that have been put out how we're ranked. Our offense has literally jumped up. I don't know how many notches. I think we're like top 15, somewhere around there. It's definitely a step up from what normally, especially from last year, how we looked last year. Definitely a big step up. And like I said, we're going to see an establishment of the actual run game. And I really do hope Ashton Genty can get anywhere from 85 to 100 yards per game. Definitely possible. And if you get the right guys for online, and right now it looks like where JPJ, at least we know a couple positions are kind of solidified, and JPJ being that center focal point. You have Glaze on the right side, Miller on the left. It's a guard positions where we just don't know quite as of yet who are going to be the guys that are going to be on the starting roles. Currently, there's a battle between Alex Kappa, Munford, Parham, and Meredith. You can even throw in Rogers into that mix on who could be potentially the starting spot. And I heard rumblings about possibly Parham being one of those starters, Kappa being the other. I don't agree with Parham being one of those guys. We saw what he was, and he didn't look too good. Not somebody that would be comfortable with having at guard position. Now, if this is a guy where he's more of a rotational piece, great. I think I'm more content with that. But as of right now, I think having Meredith on one side, and you can have Rogers rotational as well, and Mumford. I think we'll be okay, and really help to really solidify that run game and really solidify that protection, which is definitely what we need for sure. Let me go back to the chat. Again, appreciate you guys pulling up. Salute to you guys. Everybody who's in here, who's already pulled up, who's pulling up. Appreciate you guys rocking with me on this Monday afternoon, Monday evening, wherever you guys are at. Either you guys are driving home or you guys still at work. You guys at the castle, you guys at the side chick's house, wherever you guys be at. Appreciate you guys rocking with me. Salute to everyone, and make sure you guys head on over, hit that like and subscribe button for your old boy here. 100%. Let's see here. Go back to some questions here. Let's see. My guy OG, salute to you, brother. Chronicles of the Black Hole. Gino can actually throw the deep ball. Dante is here for a reason, for sure. You're gonna see that connection this season, for sure, 100%. Let's see here. Shout out to the wifey. AOC deserves Doing My Best award. The runner-up award, that second place award that we give the kids who just participated. Definitely AOC deserves that 100%. Oh man, my guy Arnie, who is our weakest link on the offensive line? Dylan Parham for sure. Parham is a weak link. I don't feel him. I don't rock with him. Um, he's still here, which is cool. And I think he's cool to have as a depth piece, but I don't think to be a starting guy, I'm not comfortable with that for sure. Shout out to my guy Dixon with the greatest name in YouTube history. Shout out to my guy. Salute. Appreciate you pulling up for sure. He says, I gave the off season a B. We could have made another splash. I agree. Could have made another splash. It's solid. It's still solid. I don't know if these guys were willing to go ahead and invest a whole lot into a big name as of yet. I think 2026 is going to be the year where we're going to start seeing that, because we might be a few pieces away where we might need to get a big name, right? I don't think the time is right for that yet. And I think that's what their mindset is probably the same. They want to build it first. They want to build it, see how it looks like this year. Maybe you'll see a mid-season acquisition. I'm not a keen on those unless you really need to cover an injury or something like that. But normally you make those big acquisitions before training camp or at the very start of training camp. But yeah, man, maybe another big splash. We went on and got Jermaine Pratt, which is cool for linebacker. Corner, maybe another corner would have been cool, or safety. So we'll see. There's still time. We might get Justin Simmons, Mike Hilton. They're still out there in the wind, so we'll see what happens for sure. All right, cool. So let me go back here and just running through the last bit of topics here, guys. So let me ask you this. Defensive outlook so far. What do you guys feel is the defensive outlook so far this off season? How do you grade this defense? Give me an A, B, C, or D, or F. How do you guys feel about the defense so far? Defensive outlook. If I'm having to grade it, I give it a B minus. You can even go C plus, whatever. B minus, C plus. I think I would have graded probably like a C minus if we definitely didn't go out and get Jermaine Pratt. If we didn't get Jermaine Pratt, I'm grading this motherfucker a C minus. But we went out and got and really solidified that middle linebacker. I feel more confident. You know, B minus for the fact that Eric Stokes might be a guy that we actually, reap the reward on. Darian Porter might be a guy as well. Though he's a rookie, he has a very high ceiling. Um, I can't wait to see what how Paul Mao does this year as well. Chin being part of the Raiders now, to really see how he really kind of unfolds in this defense. So, you know, but we don't have a true nickel, right? We don't have a true nickel. Could use another safety up there, especially like a strong safety. Um, we can definitely use that. Christian Wilkins being out also impacts that as well. So B minus because we don't know how Wilkins is going to be. But you guys let me know A, B, C, or D. Put that on the chat. Let me know. Let me go ahead and check that out real quick. My guy Jason grades it a B minus. OG a C. Yes. So my guy Dixon C. I'm going with C because it's really young and Wilkins injured. Yep, exactly. It is young. And I didn't even talk about Cody Lindenberg. He's there. Another potential, but we don't know what he's going to be as of yet. Unproven guy. Jaw Joyner being another guy who I see potentially makes that 53-man roster. Has a really, really good shot, especially going out and being at the Sack Summit when Tyree Wilson hasn't. I'm not going to stop on that, man. That shit fucking irritates me. How this kid couldn't be at a sack at a thing like that where your own teammate puts together. I mean, we don't know, right? I'm saying this shit, and we don't know what he had going on. Could have, a family emergency. Some shit could have come up. But if you're on vacation and shit, you're in the fucking Caribbean, you're in Fiji, you're wherever, right? And you're not out there putting work. Like that's a big eyebrow raise for real on me. Like that's a big eyebrow raise for me, 100%. My guy OG Pete is the defense whisperer. Facts, bro. So we're gonna. I think we're gonna be. I think we're gonna be okay, but definitely a little setback on the defensive side. The offense really taking that big step forward for sure. Um, let's see here. OG says the guy from Colorado picker early first has a 40 QB rating, which is good. Porter has an 8. Okay, there you go. There you go. All right. So let me move into this to this part. Upcoming extensions, right? So there's still some guys, and like I talked about it before, um, that need to be taken care of. We have 35 million in cap space. And I've heard things where like, let's go out and get, X player. Let's go out and get this guy. Should when I got Jalen, right? You used to remember there's still some key guys that you need to take care of first and foremost. You need to have the funds for that. I've heard like let's go out and get Hendrickson, right? Where the fuck are we gonna pay that from? You got to take care of the guys really that matter the most. So one name, Colton Miller. Colton Miller, you have to take care of your left tackle. Left tackles, for one, don't grow on trees. Two, continuity is super important when it comes to offensive line. You need to have a guy there that can know what the other guys are doing. This guy is your veteran. He's been here for quite a while. Who's been through many regime changes, who's put up through many type of offensive schemes and systems, and is still here and says openly, "I want to be a Raider." You need to take care of that guy. You need to take care of that guy. And I think that happens before the season starts. So hopefully it does. If they decide to go ahead and wait it out and really see how the shoulder plays out, because there's been questions raised as far as just shoulder injury, how that's going to go ahead and look like this season coming up. So it might be a scenario where they might wait until probably right before the bye to go ahead and do that extension. That might be a real possibility, but it still has to be taken care of, right? Um, Unless you're going to go out and either pick up some guy in free agency. We know we went out and got Charles Grant. Charles Grant still needs time. He's not going to be ready anytime soon. He's probably going to, realistically, I think you really don't see him into the rotation until next season. Unless something happens where there's an injury, then you'll see him come in. But I don't think I don't really think you'll see him in the rotation until 26, for sure until 27. Right. But you got to take care of Colton Miller. Jacoby Myers is another guy that you should go ahead and take care of. He's your solid, dependable receiver. Guy came off over 1,000 yards last season, 0 drop rate. You know, it all depends also on the contract that he wants, on how much money he's going to be asking for. It does depend on that. I get it. This is a business at the end of the day, and the Raiders went out and got that liability covered in Jack Bash, which mirrors a lot like Jacoby Myers. So you have that, but a guy who's been here again, another guy who's been through multiple regime changes, brought in by Ziegler and McDummy, but has stayed with us through um, uh, through AP, through Coupon Tom, still here, still rocking with us, and came off 1,000 yards. Despite what the offense looked like last year, was still able to go ahead and get it done, right? So that's a guy that you might bring back. You still have Daniel Carlson, another guy that you can also we should re-extend too, for the fact being that this guy has been pretty dependable. There's been a couple games that you can go ahead and kind of question, but in the grand scheme of things, he's been there. He's been dependable. So the guy has a leg, and the guy's not missing by leaps and bounds. If those few misses that he had last year, but those are probably the 3 guys that you go ahead and re-extend. I think Colton Miller being the number 1 guy for sure. Right now, honestly, I'm just waiting for the day that it comes out. Colton Miller has been extended, and I think it's going to come up pretty soon. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys' thoughts on extending all 3 of those guys that I just named: Colton Miller, Jacoby Myers, and Daniel Carlson. What are you guys' thoughts on it? Let me know for sure. Let me see. My guy Arnie says, your thoughts on the dead money spent on Adams, Jimmy G, Minshew, still paying them. I mean, those are contracts, bro. I mean, those are bad. Those are bad deals that were done, and you got to pay out the contracts. It is what it is. I'm concerned, honestly, about the cap space that we have right now and moving into 2026. So right now it's looking like we're going to be positive on cap space by about 10 to 15, 18 million dollars, maybe just under 20, which is good. You definitely want to be, remember, think about it like this. It's a big ass budget in a sense. That's what it is. So if you can stay positive in the realm where you're in double digits on your budget, then you're in good shape. What does that mean? That means you can go out and get players for next season. But not only that, God forbid something happens, one of these guys go down, you have the availability, the money to go and get another player. You're not having to go ahead and get guys off the street like we did last year. But you have the money to go ahead and get players that, if we needed, we're able to go ahead and get them through free agency, what's available. right? Hopefully that doesn't happen, but at least next year we have the capital to go ahead and, like Dixon said, get those big splashes, right? We haven't done that. We really didn't do that this year, minus maybe one or two big splashes. Next year is going to be the year to go ahead and start doing some of that stuff. You need to have the money available for that. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Jimmy G and Adams reunite in LA. I hope Jimmy throws them a bunch of hospital balls. So that's how I feel about that. Oh man, let's see here. My guy OG says next year we are probably going into the draft, stack the corners and linebacker room. Yep, for sure, bro. Don't be surprised if we get another edge. I'll put that out there too. I love Max. I'm a Max guy 100%. I even named my fucking son. I put his middle name Max. That's how much I love Max Crosby. But the reality is, Max is not getting any younger. He's not a reverse Benjamin Button, y'all. You need to have a plan for him. And one of the mistakes that this organization has done through some of its history is that we never plan for the future. We have to plan for the future. So there has to be a plan at the end of the tunnel for Max. When Max decides to go ahead and hang it up, right? Because there's going to be a point where Max can't do it the way he's doing it now. Every player has that. Father Time does not discriminate and catches up to everyone, even me. It will happen. So you need to have a plan in place. So expect to go ahead and get an edge, possibly in this coming draft. I expected them to possibly do that. It just wasn't in the cards, and I think the needs were kind of aimed somewhere else, which makes sense. I don't think an edge was really high on the priority list, but going into this 26 or 27, expect them try to possibly get a big edge again, not named Tyree Wilson. And I think if we have the same guys here, which is going to be most likely the case, then it's going to be a big pickup for sure. So let's see what happens with that. But I feel look out for them picking up an edge in this next coming draft, and not in 27, like a big edge. So shout out to my guy Alec. Appreciate you pulling up. I would feel better if we got Simmons and Hilton for the Raiders secondary. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think you get both, bro. You got to pick one or the other. And I mean, if you like I was saying before, if you want to go ahead and get somebody who's going to be there and working that nickel position full time, you go out and get a guy like Mike Hilton. If you're going to be exotic and be cute with some of the schemes and really hide your shit, you go out and get Simmons, right? Because you never know whether or not Chin's going to come down or not. It's really covering your liability on over the top. That's where you really use Simmons for. So, yeah, that's what I feel. But Hilton, if you're really gonna have somebody there for full time. Shout out to my guy Rorschach. If this Wilkins ordeal doesn't work out, you have to cut bait when the dead cap money is small. Yep, and that will be a big decision come next year, whether or not are you going to go ahead and part ways with Christian Wilkins. My take, I don't think you part ways with him yet. I don't think you re-up him, extend him after that if it doesn't work out. And like I've said this, I don't think we're going to be in real contention this year. You may or may not see a possible playoff berth. We definitely can say right now, the way the offense looks like could be a real possibility, but we don't know until week 1 or 2 how that's really going to play out. Honestly, week 2 we'll know whether or not we're going to be a big contender in this division and possibly a playoff run. I get my magic number again is 8 and 9, maybe 9 and 8 if we're lucky. I think that'll be a good year for us. 10 and 7 is like we balling out. Could that happen? Potentially, it could. So we'll see, but I don't know. For me, I don't know if I part ways with him yet. I feel if he's going to do the surgery, let him sit out for the year. Don't even bring him back unless we're going to make an actual playoff run. We get an actual playoff berth. Then we can go ahead and really make that decision. All right, bring him back. Let's see what we can do with a healthy Christian Wilkins or with like a 90% Christian Wilkins. Then you can go ahead and make that risk assessment and take that risk. So I don't know. That's my take on it. I like Christian Wilkins, and I think he's very dynamic when he's on. So we'll see what happens. My guy OG says we'll be competitive next year. Deadly. Yep, for sure. There we go. Let's see. My guy Alex says some good linebackers available next draft. Yeah, so will be interesting to see how many linebackers we get. You're gonna see some new faces come to this linebacker room come next year, right? There's certain positions like your secondary corner. We're probably gonna get some more corners, some more typical peak corners. We might go all the way and get another Darian Porter type guy. You never know. So it'd be interesting to see. But for sure, some linebackers definitely needs to go ahead and beef that up. Let's see here. My guy Grant says max hardcore power tools, more power. Yep, exactly, bro. Arnie says if Kuntz balls out this year, he will get re-signed by us or someone else. No, if Kuntz balls out, he's gonna get his contract. They just didn't want to go ahead and take that full. They don't want to take a full flyer on him, giving him 2 or 3 years and a bigger contract. They're gonna see how he does this year, then go from there. If you can really go ahead and have a really productive year, either I'm gonna put it to you guys like this: either he has the same year he had in 23, those 8 games, but in a 17 game span, or he does better than that, he's coming back. That's the way I'm looking at it. He has to either have the same or more. If he steps off by a little bit, he ain't coming back. He ain't coming back because he wants the bread. 100%. He wants bread. He wants a big bag, and this is his tryout for that. And he got, I mean, it's not 12 mil. This is not chump change by all means. So he got a pretty good bag for a 1-year deal. Not the type that he was looking for. I think he was projected anywhere from 15 to 16 million. And we gave him 12 on a prove it year, on a 1-year prove it. So yeah. Let's see here. OG says, I want another Haynes or Hayes combo. Stick on free. Yep, there we go. We shall see if they go after a dangerous edge next year. Yeah, that has to be the plan, bro. That has to be a plan where 20 in either 26 or 27, you go out and draft your next edge, your next Max Crosby. There's only one Max Crosby, but you get somebody to go in to be a powerhouse to cover that position. You have to think about those things in those terms, because look at what happened with Derek Carr. You know, we saw he did great. We drafted him. He did great in 2016. After that injury, he fell off. Everybody was saying, let's get rid of Derek Carr. Let's get rid of Derek Carr. But we never really had a plan in place for after Derek Carr when that actually happened. And guess what happened? We got rid of Derek Carr, and then we went through a couple seasons of rotating quarterbacks. We look atrocious last year. God awful. Right? We went out and traded for Geno. Now we got Geno. Geno's here at least for 2 years, maybe 3. Right? So we got to have a plan for after Geno. Same thing. Geno is not reverse Benjamin, guys. Geno has a shelf life, though his shelf life is way better than Max's because he wasn't utilized and grinded on in the beginning of his career like Max did, because he was go from day one. We need to have a plan for Geno after he hangs it up, or it's time for him to go ahead and bid him an adieu, right? Thank you for your services. Appreciate you. Have a good life. There has to be a plan in place for that, for sure. You have to. Shout out to my guy 2 cents. Appreciate you pulling up. B, let's fucking go. Ray, hold on, bro. See, I'm gonna do a Raiders, bro, but I gotta let this guy do it the right way. Raiders! I never get tired of that. I don't care if he ain't playing. I never get tired of that. Shout out to my guy 2 cents. Appreciate you pulling up. My guy Alex says 11 wins, playoffs. Let's fucking go. All right, bro. That is optimistic. I love that, bro. Hey, man. Look, I just guard my heart. I just guard my heart very, very deeply. I don't want to get my heart broken. So I say 8. I say 8 or 9 wins this season. But I hope it's 11. I hope it's 10, bro. Shit. Shout out to my guy Rorschach. He says, what are your top 5 Avatar picks? I know I'm the top 2. Bro, I mean, see, this is the thing. Nobody knows about my guy Rorschach. If you guys are into like comics and shit like that, man, Watchmen's one of my favorite movies, bro. That's pretty hard. I think Bueno comes with it, bro. Bueno comes with the good avatars here and there. I'm surprised for them sometimes because I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? So shout out to my guy. I'm not Bueno. He comes with with the crazy avatars. My guy G fan, bro. I think that's classic. That's classic, bro. He couldn't have that. He couldn't do it better himself. So that's a good one for sure. And of course, my guy Dixon. His avatar is solid, but the name is one of the greatest names for sure. Hands down, bro, for sure. Let's see here. Bro, no team knows how they are until after week 4 because of a shorter preseason. I mean, you can make an assessment out by week 2, bro. Think about it. You got the Patriots week 1, then you're going home to open up to your home opener in Vegas versus the Chargers, are bitter rivals. A team that literally beat us twice last year, along with everybody else in the division. But you got the dude here in the fucking chat who's been talking shit for the whole offseason because they literally beat us and fucking went to the playoffs. Right? That is your assessment. The assessments are going to be the guys in the division. Those are going to be your guys. Hang on one second. All right. Wifey thinks I'm mad. I'm passionate. God damn it. Let's see. Oh no, Kiku. We got that right. Let's see. My guy Ardell. We need the offense to carry more of the load to help the defense out. Long drives and points to keep the D fresh. Facts, bro. And I think you're gonna see that this year. You're gonna see Ashton Genty do his thing, and really put the run game to production. That's the biggest thing here. And we didn't see that last year. We had no run game whatsoever last year. Going on and getting a guy like Ashton Genty to be the generational type, and hopefully he's as advertised, we're going to see a different type of offense. We're going to see the D be more fresh, have some more rest, and really, really take it to these guys and wear the opposing team's defense out. That's what we need. Shout out to my guy Chewy in the building. What a dude. Appreciate you, my guy, pulling up. Let's see here. My guy Grant says, you said believe the Raiders didn't make a big splash in free agency. Do you think the injury to Wilkins and him not being close to playing played a part in that? I think so, bro. It makes sense. So I'm glad you brought that up. So I said earlier in the show, we went out and got 2 D tackles. Not necessarily a move that I would have had made going back and going back and thinking my thought process during that time and what I said, I don't think I would go for that. I would have gone for a linebacker room. We lost a few guys. Our trenches were cool. They didn't need immediate attention, but apparently the Raiders knew things that we didn't. Shout out to my guy Rebel. But the Raiders knew things that we didn't. They knew the whole time what's going on with Christian Wilkins' injury. With Christian Wilkins' injury. And they went out and covered their bases, they covered their ass, they covered that liability because they knew if Christian Wilkins had to go ahead and get a second surgery, he's going to be done for most of the season, if not the whole season. That's why you went out and got two guys like in JJ Pegues and Tonka Hemingway, right? So I think that played a key portion into not getting as many linebackers as we hoped that we would get because we want to uncover that part. So in free agency, there's I think there's limited, a lot of it is salary cap. They didn't want to spend too much. They wanted really to go ahead and kind of build organically for the future, and you do that through the draft. Next year is really we're going to start seeing more big splashes when we're like a couple key pieces away. I mean, there was guys that were looking, we're looking towards the linebacker. I'm sorry, not the linebacker, the offensive lineman from Philly who got signed. I forgot his name. That was one example of one of the guys that we're looking to go ahead and get, and really would beef up that O line. But we went out and drafted Caleb Rogers, right? So, we went on in a different direction. This is more of an organic type of build of how Spytech and Pete Carroll decided to go ahead and kind of put the season together. So, yeah, we'll see. My guy Arnie says Kuntz has the elite bend at edge, can dominate a game with Crosby double teamed. My prediction: our defensive player of the year of his bend and get off our elite. Yeah, bro. I mean, if Kuntz has another great year, like he did in 23 before he got injured, those 8 games or better, our front four are going to eat. You can try to go ahead and double team Max on one side, Kuntz on the other, but then you have your two guys in the middle. Adam Butler, we know what time it is. We know what he can do. You're gonna have a rotational piece between Pegues, Tonka, Luwalu, who's gonna be in there in the mix. Leakey's gonna be in there, so you can't cover everybody. And we see what Patrick Graham likes to go ahead and run. We're gonna see some shit. It's all about those front four guys, how they perform. A lot of it counts on it, for sure. Our plan is to grab Manning. Okay, there you go. We'll see if he comes out next year. I don't even know, bro. My guy OG says floor is 9-8, ceiling's 11-6. There you go, bro. That'll be cool. But I'm thinking our ceiling is 10-7. Our floor is like about 7-10. Floor. My magic number, and I say magic, this is a number that I hope that the Raiders will hit. It's 8-9. And that's what I'm gonna go ahead and go with. Now, if I'm wrong, great, perfect. I hope I'm wrong. But at the worst case scenario, I hope we're 8-9. And I feel if we double our wins this year, that's a win in my book. Say what you say about mediocrity. There's levels to this shit. You can't go from one extreme to the other. You could, but it's a very hard thing to do. It's more of a realistic thing to kind of keep that mindset for sure. Yeah, Alex says Carr wasn't the same after that injury. It was his time to go for sure. Facts. Shout out to everybody who's pulled up on this Monday night. Appreciate you guys rocking with me. I know you guys have a lot of choices for shows. And again, I appreciate you guys pulling up and rocking with me on this Monday afternoon. Wherever y'all be at, if you guys still at work, you guys coming home from work, you guys at the castle already, you guys at the side chick's house, the homegirl's house, wherever you guys, your boy's house. You're over there having some free beers. Salute to you guys. Appreciate you guys pulling up and talking some Raider ball on this Monday night. And the new look for Raiders Unfiltered. I hope you guys like it. We got some good shit coming for you guys. And since I'm on that topic of the show, so there, obviously, new background. I have some new things coming up, new game. I want to go ahead and really showcase that next Monday, where we'll have a little game. But it's similar to that What If. Also, too, gonna be doing a little bit more collabs. So we're gonna have some guys pull up with me on the Monday show here and there. You know, new look. Usually I rock with the solo, and it's cool. I love the solo shows, but we're gonna go ahead and bring a little bit more different takes on Monday night. So literally, we're a few weeks away from training camp. The season is about like 6-7 weeks away, right around the corner. It's gonna be here before you know it, guys. We're gonna go back to Raiders football, and it's gonna be a fun time. I'm gonna be bringing back. If you guys rock with me on the members only show, on Friday on 4th of July. A couple announcements. I'm gonna be bringing back the post game reaction show. So if you guys if you guys didn't rock with me last year, I do a post game reaction show after every game where I'm gonna be bringing that back. Especially, it's gonna be even better when I'm out at the games. If I'm in Vegas, I'm gonna be doing one when I'm out in Phoenix. Now that I'm able to do it more efficiently on the phone, that's going to be coming to you guys as well. We're going to be doing a little revamp on Good Morning Raiders. We're still going to be doing our guest shows, but we're going to have a little bit different flavor to it. We're going to be doing a little bit more of the preview, getting ready for the season. So that's going to be coming to your way really soon, guys. Once we get the season underway, we're probably going to start doing that. Probably in preseason, we're probably going to start doing that as well. So stay tuned to that. And obviously, we bring the fire guests on Good Morning Raiders every damn Saturday morning, and we have a big show lined up for this Saturday, so you don't want to miss out for sure. So those are little tidbits I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys. If you guys are a member, y'all know who's coming on Saturday, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Let's see here. Tree says, I agree, but never upgraded after the car until now. Honestly, it's not much of an upgrade to me. Carr and Gino are the same tier when it comes to QBs. I don't think Gino is the same tier, brother. He is definitely way better than Carr. I think he's way better than Carr, bro. So, but we'll see for sure. It's just what. Carr was mobile, but he just didn't have. He's not the same as Gino, bro. He's not the same as Gino. So Gino just can make plays on his feet, and he's accurate as fuck. That's the thing. So let's see here. Let's see. Does the fam not know where you are at, working or not working? Oh, they know. My wife is here, bro. Wife is here. Shout out to my guy SoCal. Appreciate you pulling up. Salute. Let's see here. Shout out to my guy Rebel. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Salute. Let's see. My guy Arnie says, other than Stabler, which quarterback that we drafted is the best? Give our top 3 QB in our history. Man. Other than Stabler, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna have to think about that one and get back to you, bro. But yeah, let me think about it and get back to you on that one for sure. Let's see. Shout out to my guy. I'm not bueno with the Raiders. Hold on, bro. Let me do it. Raiders. Yo, bro. I don't know if your ears are burning because Rorschach earlier asked who has the best avatar out on the YouTube streets, bro. And I said him, and then you're right there, bro, because you bring a different fucking avatar every fucking time almost, and it's fucking hilarious. So shout out to you, bro, with probably one of the best avatars out there for sure. Oh man, let's see. Um, yeah, brother, just hit me up, man. Just hit me up. Hit me on my socials, DM me. Um, let's work something out, bro, for sure. I'm open to it. Let's see. My guy Rebel says I've seen a bunch of mock drafts that and are ready where they have us picking in 17th, 19th, and even the 11th, but not 32nd. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree, bro. We're probably gonna be the middle of the pack type, where that's how we're gonna most likely draft. So, um, I think we're still gonna pick. We're gonna have solid pickups. And I think it's going to be more defensive oriented come this draft for sure. So we'll see. Uh, let me see here. All right. Yeah, bro. Good Morning Raiders Fire Show. So make sure you guys tap into that. It's going down this Saturday. We are back. We have a big guest on there. So for sure. My guy Gran with another question. Let's see here. Any plans to go get a new Raiders jersey this year, either for rookie or free agent sign? I don't really get free agent jerseys, bro. I usually get jerseys that dudes have been here for a while. I know there's guys out there that don't even get existing player jerseys. I'm more cool on that. If anything, I might either get a power JPJ one or maybe a Genty one, bro. But I have a back. Already have a Powers one. Excuse me. I have a Powers jersey already. Shout out to my guy Leo with the hookup. If you're looking for jerseys, hit up my boy Leo Cheeto Linus. He got your merch needs on that type of stuff. I just got your merch needs for show shirts and the Raider Nation shirt. You guys can go ahead and pick up. Where's my shirt here? There you go, Raider Nation. This is for Devin. He's gonna get his. I'm gonna send it out tomorrow. Oh, by the way, Marcus Banks. If you're watching this, hit me up, bro. Leave me a comment on how you can reach you, or hit me up, DM me. You won the raffle the other day. So let me know, bro. He won the members only raffle. So you get a show shirt coming to you. Just let me know your size and all your details, and I'll get that to you. So just hit me up, brother. I'll get you taken care of for sure. Let's see. Aha. My guy Rorschach says, keep up your content. Amazing work. Appreciate you, brother, as always. Let's see. My guy James again to stop by and yell Raiders. Hold on, let me hit that, bro.
Raiders!
Fire, bro. Fire. All right, let's see here. Bro, I got you, bro. I got the 3X's, my guy. Shit. I mean, look, I kept we all know what time it is in Raider Nation, bro. Most of us we heavier set guys, and so when I decided to go ahead and make shirts, I knew not a lot of people were going to go ahead and get small. I got a few mediums, but I knew it was like large and up. Honestly, extra large and up, bro. So I got the 3X's, bro. I got you, my guy. Don't even trip. Let me know, man. Here, I'll put up the link, bro. And if y'all want to go ahead and get a Raider Nation shirt, let me know. I have them in stock. Well, oops. There we go. All right. Let me know. I got you guys covered for sure. All right. Let's see. My guy Paul with the Raiders. Bro, I'm gonna be hitting this shit all night. I'm down with
Raiders!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, appreciate everyone pulling up with me on this Monday night to rock with me. Can't wait for the season to start. And let me know how you guys feel about the season starting. How do you guys feel about the season playing out this year? Again, we did this whole off-season review, and I feel confident. I feel this is going to be a better year for us. Definitely not a repeat of last year for sure. All right. So I asked you guys earlier. I put out a poll. Grade this offseason up to this point. A, B, C, or D. Currently, 51% give it an A, 41% a B, 5% a C, 1%, 3% a D. I don't know who gave it a D. If brave enough, let me know why you gave it a D. Which I think I know who probably gave it a D. Who's someone who's here who's not an actual fan, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So let me know for sure. Uh, Yeah, is that your swag? You don't care to accept. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, yeah. If you guys want to share, I got the shirts up. Let me know they're available. Free shipping. Got you guys covered if you're in the continental. I'll throw in free shipping. Just if you guys want it, I got it. I got medium through 3XL. So let me know for sure. Um, my guy OG says, I can't wait for the season to start. The Dodgers pissed me off for the last three. Bro, don't. Hey, they're going to get better, dog. Don't even trip, bro. Don't even trip. The thing with Dodgers, it's 162 games over almost 4 months. I don't know, however long it is. A lot of games to be played. I think we just went over to the All-Star break. It's literally once how they start playing next month is really when you start causing for concern. So we'll see. See. Chewy with the A's fan. All right, bro. All right. On you out. Let's see. All right. Let me go into this part here. All right. So there's one question I was gonna ask you guys. Hold on, let me go back here. All right. All right. I think I talked about this the other day. So the Raiders are still linked to Scary Terry. How do you guys feel about that? Because we talked about that earlier about getting another potentially maybe getting another weapon on offense. How do you guys feel about Scary Terry? You would have to go out and trade for this guy. Not necessarily would it be a cheap deal. I still think you're having to pay this guy like I think close to 30 mil. I like anywhere from between 25 to 28. And you still have to trade draft capital to the Commanders for that. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think this will be a good addition? I mean, it would definitely give you that wide receiver one that we all been talking about, or you rolling with Brock Bowers. Is that the type of guy? Is that the type of thing you would do? Put on your GM hats for a moment. What do you guys feel about that? Um, I think honestly, you guys know my thoughts. I'm rocking what we got. I feel confident with Brock Bowers. I think he's going to have another great year. I think he's going to be able to put up close to 1,000 and not another 1,000 yards. You have guys like Dante Thornton, Jack Besh, Jacoby Myers, who are going to be pivotal guys, who are going to definitely put up points on the board for sure, along with Ashton Denty. So let me know what you guys think on that for sure. Why did I bring him up? Because, bro, he's linked to the Raiders. He's still out there, bro. That's why. It's a good debate whether or not you should bring him. We should bring him in or not. There's people that say yes, let's go out and get this guy. Am I a guy like that? No, I'm not. But there's other people out there, and that's the thing. This is a conversation where we will have that we can have on this type of platform of whether or not we should go out and get a guy like that. I don't agree with that. But tell me if you do, why you think you do, right? So that's why I bring stuff up like that. These are conversations to have. Yes, and everybody's linked to the Raiders, bro. I say this time and time again. Everybody and their mama who becomes free agents or who's looking to trade or who's not comfortable with their contract is always linked to the Raiders, bro. I mean, use as as negotiating pieces all the time. You know, but we're a terrible team supposedly. We're not. We have a story franchise, and I think we're on the cusp of being great again. I really do. I really think this is the time where we're gonna start seeing that old look to the Raiders, that prestigious look that we haven't seen in 2 decades for sure. Let's see here. Uh my guy Grant says, my take, I think the Raiders will be sneaky good. The issue is Wilkins not being able to play. He makes the defense really good. Plus, don't the Raiders have one of the toughest schedules this year? They don't have a tough schedule. What it is that the Raiders have the worst schedule as far as rest time. So the way that the schedule's made out, we're having to go out to like week one, we're having to go to New England. Then we're having to come back east for a home opener. Then week three, we're going out to Washington, D.C. for the Commanders game. So it's the time, the rest time, it sucks. It's terrible. Let me bring up the schedule so you guys can go ahead and kind of see what I'm referring to, and we'll check this out together. It's terrible. It's not good. Um, so we have kind of like a bottom losing, having like a losing year type of schedule. It's a little bit easier, but the rest time is terrible. So let me go ahead and pull this up, share the screen real quick. Again, appreciate everyone pulling up and tapping in with me on this Monday night. All right, let me zoom this up a little bit. All right, y'all. So let me go up here. So week one, we're in New England. Then we come home to Vegas for the Chargers. Then we go out to Washington to play the Commanders. Again, flying back home to Vegas. Then the following week, we go out to Indy. I mean, we're going back and forth constantly. Look at it. I mean, it's there for itself. Then coming back to Vegas for the Titans. Then you're having to go out to KC. Luckily, it's not back east, but you're still having to travel again. You're not having those back-to-back games, those home games right now, right? Same thing. You have the bye week, then you're at home with the Jaguars. And then you're having to go out 4 days later, travel to Colorado to Denver for that Thursday night game versus the Broncos. It's a tough schedule in the sense that the rest time sucks. The teams are not super hard aside from Philly, the Commanders. You debate the Bears, Chiefs. Obviously, we know what time it is, but teams like the Jaguars, the Browns, the Giants. It's not super hard. Even Indy's on that list. Same thing for Titans. I mean, they got some additions, but still, this is not like oh my god, this is a tough ass schedule. It's just tough in the sense that the rest time is not great. It's not great. So yeah, what do you guys think about that schedule? I haven't even gotten your takes on it, but yeah, it's not that schedule is not great at all for sure. Let's see. My guy Rorschach says, see, J Raiders 1, 2, 3. There you go. See, yeah, my guy Dixon with the greatest name to history. Oh man. See, I don't know. I don't know if Raiders also have one of the most travel. Yeah, that's why there's travel. The travel time, the rest time, it's terrible. Because last year we had a different schedule there. We had some games that were like back to back. This year's like we're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth constantly. It just sucks. See, Pity is only going to pick up guys that fit the system or his version of a typical corner or receiver. He tends to lean to those guys. He said that openly before. So you know that's what time it is. Let's see. Bueno, nice. I'm finally top 3 and something. There you go, bro. You come up with the fire fucking avatars. It always makes me laugh. See his Diddy with the hair did, and man, that's fucking hilarious, bro. Jason Downs is another one. Jason Downs is getting pretty good in his avatars, bro. So shout out to my guy Jason Downs. If you watch the replay, bro, I gotta give you your fucking flowers too, bro. There you come up with like some fucking funniest avatar. Don't put me on there, dog. If anything, I got the I got the avatar you use. I have a funny face in the one of the avatar things for the members, so that's funny. Let's see here. Yeah, we have the easy last place schedule. Yeah, we have a last place schedule, excuse me, but terrible. We having to fly out and travel a lot back and forth. This is god awful. I hate that. Yeah, we luckily we don't have to go to Europe or South America. Um, it would suck if we would have to go to those places because we have to go like a week out just to get acclimated to the time change, the body. It just sucks, man. It sucks. Yeah. Appreciate my guy Raider Paul with the sub. Salute to you, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone rocking with me today for sure. Let's see here. Dixon says Chargers got a tough schedule and they got to travel. Oh, okay. There you go. At least we're not the only ones. We have an extra day before the Chargers game. It's a Monday night. Yeah, we have one more day. So I guess that's a vote. Let me see. My guy Rorschach says, I'm throwing my vote for I'm not bueno on Dixon for the mod status in this space because they are both my brothers and two, they have good tags. What do you think? Ah, bro. Dixon. See, this is the thing. Y'all pull up. We gotta pull up, bro. Gotta pull up. Buena pulls up. My guy Dixon too. Y'all sometimes be MIA. Don't be MIA so much, bro. Pull up, bro. Say what's up at least. There you go. But I'll anoint you guys because you guys have been rocking with me for quite a while for sure. Shout out to my guy SoCal. So let's see here. I anoint the Dixon Cider to mod status. Ta-da! Congratulations, my guy. I anoint the I am not bueno to mod status. Ta-da! All right. Y'all mods now. Guys are in the family. You guys are in it forever. If you guys are gonna be in the family, you gotta respect the family and love the family and be a part of the family. That was my my lame ass attempt to impersonate the Godfather. So don't be too harsh on me, y'all. Oh man, wifey's already like, yikes, damn. All right, but appreciate you guys. Let's see here. Yeah, hey brother, appreciate you, man. Thanks for pulling up and showing love and rocking with me for sure. All right, let's see what else. All right, think that's about it for me, y'all. Again, appreciate you guys rocking with me on the Monday night. We are gonna have, as far as I know, we're gonna have the Raiders connection on Wednesday. So make sure you guys tap in for that. With Cheetah Linus, I'll be rated 10. Our guy Jeff and myself will be doing the damn thing. So it'll be a good show. Make sure you guys tap into that. And I'm very excited. And I said that the other day that we're gonna bring back the preview side of the Raider connection. So I think we're gonna. I'm pushed for us to start as soon as we get preseason underway. Really start highlighting that. Those review shows, they're always good, and a lot of good info that we put out for those shows. So make sure you guys tap into that. It's gonna be a good one. Every damn Wednesday at 7 p.m. Same bad channel for sure. Catch it here at Just Raiders, baby, for sure. And of course, every damn Saturday morning, Good Morning Raiders with my guy, The Raider Rundown, my co-host, bringing you guys fire guests every damn weekend, every damn Saturday. We have a big show, guys. I'm gonna put out a short and a reel once we get the final confirmation for the guest. You guys are not gonna want to miss out for that one. Okay, so make sure you guys tap in this damn Saturday. I literally have July booked up already. We're already into August. I'm starting to get the rest of August booked up. So we're going through the rounds of getting guys booked up for Good Morning Raiders. That's a fire show. I'm trying to bring in different guys, maybe a player or two. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to I'm not putting out any names, any hopes, because we don't know. So we'll see. My guy Rorschach says, just tell them they have to kiss the ring and thank me and everything. Yep, exactly. Rorschach is like one of the underbosses here. Now you got to kiss the ring, bro. Got to kiss the ring to the Don. I don't have a ring, but you would kiss it if I had one. There you go. Oh man, for sure. Yep, tap the link on the way out for sure. If you guys heading on out. Let's see here. Yeah, we have a really exciting show coming up on Saturday. It's gonna be a fire one, man. I am very pumped up about it. So I don't know the final confirmation. Don't want to put it out yet because a lot of shit could happen. So we'll know. But if everything as of right now looking good, get a final confirmation, and then I'll put out a short, put out a reel. We're really gonna go ahead and do this thing up towards the end of the week. Me and my guy Rundown, gonna be doing the damn thing for show. So if you guys missed it, we had Raider D on the other week. Really good show. We have Big Mike Raider on as well. That was a really good show as well. Shout out to Shieldmore, everybody over there. We bring it with our guy Big Mike Raider. So really good show. Make sure you guys check those out as well. So let's see. Hey, I was wanting a table thanks for the ranch. I'll use you. Okay, I know you will. You guys are good. Don't even trip for sure. Oh man, there we go. Let's see. Shout out to my guy Raider Way. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Salute. Yeah. So yeah, I'm be bringing some guests here too as well. In the future, doing some collabs. But we do it up. We do it up a different style over at Good Morning Raiders. So but I'll bring in guests from time to time here on the solo tip with just me and another person. It just won't be like a regular thing like how I do it at on the Saturday show. So it'll be good to go ahead and get a different take too, and a different side of things. I love everybody's opinion, whether I agree with it or not. I still respect it because at the end of the day, that's your thought process, and that's cool. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all Raider fans, and we'll know what's up once gameplay starts and the season starts, and that's really what it matters. I mean, at the end of the day, we want our team to succeed and get back to the Super Bowl win. That's the name of the game, y'all. That's the name of the game. So, but other than that, appreciate you guys pulling up. I know you guys have a lot of choices for content creators and shows, and I appreciate you guys rocking with me today. So remember, tune in next time for another episode of Raiders Unfiltered with your boy Jay Raider here. And I'll leave you guys with this. Always remember, just Raiders, baby. Salute y'all. Till next time. One.
Inside Allegiant Stadium for the first time this year.